We come to you live on EA Sports. I'm Matt Cohen. Great to be joined by the former Chicago Bull, getting in his pregame mindset. It's Jay Williams.
And guys are on the court stretching, staring down their opponent. Nothing better than mentally and psychologically getting ready for battle.
The work has been done. They're ready to go, and so are we. The Houston Rockets control the tap. To P.J. Tucker. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Harden. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Beverly. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Here comes the screen. Paul gets it in the right corner. To Paul. Fires the three. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Curling inside. From the painted area, won't go down. Harden with it up top. Up by 3. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. To Gilgeous-Alexander. And that's rebounded by Houston. It's Rockets ball. Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Goes to the left side. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw try, off the mark. Paul into the front court. They lead it, 4-point game. Driving right to the basket, to P.J. Tucker. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Short jumper, off the mark.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Beverly. Lets it fly from long range. It's Fareed with the rebound. Paul to Fareed. Off the assist.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Beverly into the front court. 8-2 our score. Nothing going here on that drive. Gilgeous-Alexander. And now Houston has the basketball. To Paul. probing the DJ. Another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Now Doc wants a timeout. His guys have come out flat. Slow start in this first quarter.
Visit our team website for more details.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Williams to Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams. Tucker. And count the basket inside.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Williams into the front court, trailing by 11. Gilgeous-Alexander. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. To P.J. Tucker. Austin Rivers. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Misfires. It's no good. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter with the Rockets in front. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Beverly into the front court. 9-point margin. Knocked loose. Has a chance. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's so hard to guard a bad shooter. Their form throws your pace off on how you defend it. Sometimes there's nothing you can do.
Beverly. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Deep right corner to Gerald Green. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Patrick Beverly trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw up and good as he finishes off the three-point. Houston with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Paul to Harden. Chance for Chris Paul. And it's Zubac with the rebound. Williams across the timeline. Down 6. Here comes the screen. Williams. Shot by Zubac, off the mark.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander, keep an eye on this guy. Slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Gordon with it. Leads 4 to Paul. To Capella. Slams it down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Knocked loose. Rises for the slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far. Another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
To Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. Harden into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Paul. Trying to cash in. Ooh, Chris Paul. That's 3 now on 4 shots. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Beverly. Rockets in control of the basketball. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. Down 12. Down low, Gallinari. Not that time. Hart with the basketball. Final minute, first half. To Beverly. Now Paul with the basketball. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's now 4 for 6.
Yeah, I've been in this situation before. Just raise your hand. We got to switch.
Beverly. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Cruises inside for 2.
And all this talk I heard over the summer. What about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it. Desperation shot here from half court. That's it for the first half. The Rockets way out in front.
Thanks, Ed. The Rockets absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The cushion that seems likely to only get worse. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Bench points.
The Los Angeles Clippers are getting enough bench production in this contest. Their reserves need to step up and start making an impact in this game.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Danilo Gallinari did everything but score points in the first half. There's just no way to avoid getting called out when you miss every single shot you take. He hasn't been able to get anything to drop. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. It's LA Clippers ball. Rockets have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
To Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden fires for 2. James Harden. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot from the lane won't go. Harden in possession. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Gets a look. Can't hit.
Player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
It's Paul for 2. He connects with the step back.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
And the reward, he's going to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
And hits the first free throw. So he hits the first, misses the second. Gilgeous-Alexander. Beverly to Gilgeous-Alexander. Jumper's good.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Houston takes over. Harden to Paul. Here comes the screen. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Can't connect. Clint Capella rejects it. That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Williams. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Williams. Has a chance. Williams' shot won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Beyond the arc for 3, and he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Paul. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Paul with it up top. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Harden. Baseline drive. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
James Harden at the line for 2 shots. A career 85% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. LA Clippers with the basketball. Rebound taken in by Fareed. Paul across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul. To Harden. Tucker. To Paul. From the painted area, won't go down. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Deep three at the buzzer. 3/4 complete. It's been all Rockets. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the 4th quarter. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never...
Gilgeous-Alexander to Williams. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Here comes the screen. Gilgeous-Alexander. Beverly. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Second effort. Iman Shumpert. Huge block. Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Runner here won't go. Clippers have the basketball. Beverly. Knocked loose. That's a momentum play right there. For 3. That won't go.
Make the next one. Make the next one.
To Paul. Goes to the left side. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Another shot stays out. Gilgeous-Alexander to Beverly. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal.
Don't play scared now. Let's push the ball. Let's get this lead up.
To Paul. The screen sets him up for 2. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Right now.
Substitutions.
From the outside, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Paul to Harden. Here's a chance from long range, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
To Paul.
Got him. Trap. Got him.
James Harden. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
The drive, right to the basket. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
You see, this is why players get out here hours before the game and they get a really good lather.
It's Rockets ball. Paul to Harden. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant.
Nothing going here on that drive. Gilgeous-Alexander to Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Looking to make something happen to Capella. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
I don't know, Ed. Maybe there's a long-term play here. But next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Missed the second as well. Beverly into the front court. Down a bundle. And Lou Williams, quick catch and shoot there for 3.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Harden to Fareed. Won't go down. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. Eric Gordon swats it. Now ready to shoot at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Patrick Beverly has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. Knocks down the first.
That boy got jumped.
Two for 2 on that trip. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's CP3. Not that time.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might...
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log...
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets dominated this game from beginning to end. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets. The Clippers are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Clippers definitely suffer from poor communication in this game. And I say that because of how many assists they gave up. The frustration among them was pretty obvious. Chris Paul didn't have much trouble working the defense and setting up his teammates with scoring opportunities.
Player of the game.
Chris Paul provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.